Welcome, Aquarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a meditation reading for you that focuses particularly on opportunities for transformation, and in particular the area of your chart that's being highlighted by the planet Pluto's entrance into your sign of Aquarius is heralding this connection with your destiny, with what your mission is here on planet Earth. And this is about the preparations and lessons you've learned, depending on where you are in life, over the last couple of decades in preparation for a 21-year transit into Aquarius, starting in 2024 this year on January 20th. So we've already been feeling this. I've laid out the Good Tarot and the Crow Tarot in the present, past, and future reading. I welcome all of your presence and am beginning to do personal readings. The information for that is in the description box below. I welcome your interest. I am particularly appreciative of all the support that you all give to me throughout these few years that I've been on YouTube. So I am so deeply grateful to you for supporting me to do something I love. Let's get started, Aquarius, with your overall energy, the Queen of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card, and what comes to mind to me is survivalist skills. This is your internalization of the very resourcefulness that the planet Pluto represents. And that story of Pluto as the deity of the underworld that stays below Earth. At least Persephone, his wife, stayed below Earth with him for 8 months out of the year. And this represents the passage that we all must take into the life of our shadows, into a recognition and a confrontation with those things that we see as holding us back, things that need to die. And as a result of that, this habit or skill is something that you have cultivated in preparation for this movement into a real collection and presence of power in your life, in your immediate focus, in your attention, a way that you are recognizing and utilizing power in the world. Identifying yourself with that, not being afraid of the responsibilities that you have come here to manage. This is a beautiful card of mimicking the cycles of nature and preparing, planning, working, focusing on, being disciplined towards expanding the harvest and collecting it, preserving it, utilizing it until its resources are required. I love the Queen of Pentacles here, often associated with earth signs, and Pluto is still at this moment in the last degree of Capricorn. In your present, we have the Nine of Swords. In the past, the Six of Cups. In the future, the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. There is a real idyllic past, a place in your life where you exhibited and expressed natural talents and gifts. There may be a recent connection with relationships, associates, events, locations that bring up this wonderful nostalgic time in your life when you existed playfully, with pleasure, with great unleashed expression, without judgment, without an agenda, without a plan. And that is what has been urging on your ability to complete these last stages of Pluto, which I might remind you all is being mimicked in the world. These very long 20-year-ish transits of the planet are about generational power. They're about social change, and in Capricorn in particular, as we've witnessed in the US, they're about the old, outdated, autocratic forms of extreme power, the abuse of power that must die, and the power they still have over us. So the change is the release of this energy, the release of belief in a zero-sum game, that some must have a lot in excess, so that in a way that means that most people have very little. And that imbalance of power is something that you are releasing your connection to, your belief in, your investment in. It's something we are doing on a global scale, as our position affects every other position on the planet, and vice versa. We're all connected. Certainly, the change of this is helping you understand the sorrow, the war, the violence that has been unleashed, as if it is a necessary part of living, as if there will never be enough for everyone, when in reality we know there is enough for everyone. And that sense of being able to express your gifts that help us to see a new vision, that help us innovate, move into alternative directions, is something that you are consciously planning. You're exploring in the future. You're looking at all the practical, concrete ways we can create new structures. We can build practical alternatives to our experience of imbalance, autocratic power in the world. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey card, Aquarius, and hope that if this reading is resonating for you so far, that you'll like this video, share this with others who may find it useful or enjoyable. Certainly comment in the comments below. I enjoy reading your thoughts, and subscribe to this channel, Pacific Tarot. I pull the card Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. This is beautiful. In an interesting way, the transit of Pluto, representing the depths, the resources of the earth, the bowels of the planet from which minerals and gems are mined, and your sign, Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, is connecting your ability to mine deeply with your higher intuition. And this intuition is what connects you to other forms of information that comes from other invisible places, the way that you are led towards an inclusion of the stories of others in your considerations. This is an automatic empathy that you feel with others in various and different locations with regard to power, so that you're understanding those with less as well as those with more. And it's really emphasizing this idea about balancing power, not about taking power away from anyone, but balancing the use of that power. I'm also going to pull a Flora and Fauna from Africa, and this is about our thanks to the ancestors who have prepared us through many lifetimes, many experiences for our mission, our destiny. And I pulled the tarantula, and the plant associated with the tarantula is the Seko lily. Very beautiful, and the key words are cosmic connection. Use your intuition. All things are connected, so be more aware of your surroundings. Don't get lazy. Work while you wait. I like that. I'm going to clarify the Nine of Swords here with the 2 of air, and the 9 of fire. You have been working at releasing these beliefs through a variety of perhaps jobs, adventures, explorations, perhaps through education. You have worked consistently towards a greater understanding and an inspiration from the alternatives that you see in society. This is kind of a natural fit for you. And you are particularly aware at this point where perhaps in the past you followed alternative cultures, ideas, lifestyles. You now understand that this looking towards the alternatives, other ways, are not rebellion. You are actually in the crossroads of choosing a different way. You're choosing a different lifestyle, a different set of beliefs than perhaps the one that you were raised with, perhaps the one that has guided and framed your experience to date. But at this point, you are no longer an outlier, a rebel, or an eccentric. You are recognizing that your investment in an alternative lifestyle or way of thinking is actually putting you at the center of the discussion, the center of the culture, the center of the world's ideas. And this imbues you with a different set of responsibilities than what you have necessarily understood before. In some way, the world is getting you. The world is getting your skills, and there's a demand for them at this time. In the past, the 6 of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Earth and the Page of Fire. You're very much open to your initial inspirations as a child. I see the Queen of Pentacles being reinforced here, being repeated here in the past, so that following up, being inspired by your natural gifts, allowing yourself to be guided by your inspirations, by your greater desire for expansion and growth, is what continues to be the thing that allows you to practice this resourcefulness, this implementation of all the qualities of a solid work ethic. You are, after all, not only ruled by Uranus, but ruled by Saturn as well, which you share with Capricorn. So you get productivity, you get efficiency, you get hard work and discipline. And this pursuing your inspirations, moving towards those things that will help you grow, learn, and see more of the world is being shored up by continuous practice at building alternatives, building tools to pursue alternative lifestyles and ideas. And of course, this can go the spectrum from alternative educational paths to the food you eat, the diet you maintain, the location you live in, the style of living that you engage in. In the future, the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the World card and by the 10 of Air. You are closing out this marvelous cycle of releasing this old set of beliefs. You are engaged closing out this final and ultimate surrender to a path that you know represents the old school, the old way, the way that is passing away, that does not reflect the necessities of our world. Certainly, I am senior, and my life has changed immeasurably since my childhood. It is not the same world. It is not the same needs or desires. Of course, there are some consistencies, but the needs of the world today, the possibilities, the opportunities are so vastly different and they are so much more accessible that it really does require a new set of beliefs and understanding of the fact that there is indeed enough for everyone. No one need go hungry. No one need want an education and not be able to receive one. These are just examples of some of the drastic ways that my ancestors experienced their lives in the South, and my experience growing up on the West Coast of the U.S. And necessarily my children, my grandchildren will have a very different experience of the world than mine. So this is part, you are participating in closing this door on old beliefs, making way for the new. I don't see you asserting new ideas or beliefs as an absolute in the way that we have experienced the crumbling of the kinds of values and institutions that we are currently experiencing. But I do see you really understanding that releasing the old beliefs and the old expectations and responsibilities that went along with that is simply making ways for things that you have always pursued naturally and that you now understand puts you in the mainframe in a way that may feel surprising to you. But all of this effort is preparation for the experience of the next 20 years. I'm going to pull a Language of Flowers card to finish up this reading. And I've pulled the Heart's Ease. And the key word is compassion. Tread a little more tenderly. And I think that really does bear on this idea not only of empathy, but that as you move forward with a new manifesto, with a new sense of the world's possibilities, it is important that you relax your knowledge, relax your surety, your conviction about new and innovative methods and opportunities, that you allow for grace. I'm going to just finish up this reading with a short quotation from Christina Campo in a book she's written about Richard II. Grace blooms, a pure, pale flower on the dark foliage of necessity. Recognize that we are engaged in a blooming, in a flowering, a gentle unfolding of opportunities and visions for the present and future. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Namaste.